Today's story is called The Old Man and the Chair. A daughter went to ask her pastor to come to her house to pray with her father. On his arrival, the pastor found the man lying in bed with his head resting on 2 pillows and an empty chair by his bedside. "I see you were expecting me," said the pastor. "Oh, not at all. Who are you?" replied the man. "I'm the new pastor at the local church," the pastor responded. "I thought that chair by your bedside was put out because you knew I was coming to see you." "Oh," replied the man in the bed. Do you think you could close the door for a minute?" Intrigued, the pastor closed the door and then turned to hear what the man had to say. "I've never told anyone this, not even my daughter," began the man. I never knew how to pray. At church, I used to listen to the preaching, but that was it. I had given up all hope of ever praying, until one day, 4 years ago, when my best friend said to me, 'Peter, prayer is simply having a conversation with Jesus. Why don't you try sitting on one chair, putting another one in front of you, and by faith, imagine Jesus is sitting opposite you? It's not nonsense, since Jesus has promised to be with us always. Then all you have to do is speak to him and listen to him, like you are with me right now.' So I gave it a try and loved it so much that now I do it for 2 hours every day. However, I'm careful because if my daughter saw me speaking to an empty chair, she'd be very worried about me." The pastor was deeply touched by the old man's story and encouraged him to carry on as he'd been doing. He prayed with him and then went back to church. 2 days later, the daughter called the pastor to tell him that her father had died that afternoon. "Did he go peacefully?" he asked. "Yes, he did. As I was leaving the house at 2 o'clock, he called me to his bedside and bid me good day, kissing me on the cheek. When I got back from shopping about an hour later, I found him dead. But the strangest thing happened. Just before he died, he must have leant over to his side in order to rest his head on the empty chair that was next to his bed." Join us again soon for a story a day on www.365-stories.com.